Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Shadowrun Hong Kong. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we continue. Oh, actually, let me check this. What's this? A stash? Yeah, that's my stash. Don't need to check it. As we continue. Oh, nope, that's what. Okay, so, no, let's read. No, let's not do anything. Confirm? Okay, whatever. So let's speak with Duncan and see if he has something new to say about this whole situation now that we're running missions for Kindly Shang, whose cabin appears to be the only clean spot on Boltol. His equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, grouped by type, arranged just so. He's cleaning his weapon and with meticulous care. Well, that's that, I guess. We're runners now. Yep, I think it's time to catch up. Could be. He stops for a moment, stares at the weapon in his hand. That's why I'm maintaining my equipment. It helps me focus my brain, work through stuff, you know. Now's as good a time as any, I guess. Where do you want to start? Well, I want to talk about Raymond. Let's start with that. Okay, shoot. So what do you think's going on with him? I don't know, Kalim. He was clearly obsessed with the walled city and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something. Sleepwalker who hires Shadowrunners. Yeah, from Triad bosses, no less. Raymond was smart as hell. I'm sure he had a reason for using Kindly Shang as a fixer. So why do you think he came to Hong Kong? Well, he's from here, right? Sounds like he had an unfinished business that he needed to take care of before... I don't know, you think he's dying? Maybe. It's something to think about, yeah. So, did he say anything about me after I left? Oh, you know Raymond, kill him. He taught us what he wanted to teach us, told us what he wanted to know. What he wanted us to know. Everything else was met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, you are the master of the unspoken world, Mr. Wu. Once it is out of your mouth, it is out of your control. Yeah, that's too true, man. Too true. The guy was very wise, apparently. At least in my opinion. So no, after you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word. Interesting. So... I can't... Yeah, that dream that we had a couple of episodes ago, what was that? I can't get that dream that I had out of my head. You said you had one too, right? Was it the same? Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, yeah, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare. So was the walled city in your dream? Of course the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? Was it in your dream too? I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe. I suppose it could have been anywhere. Yeah, I suppose. Mine definitely felt like the walled city, though. Same feeling I had when we went there. Thick, heavy, and overwhelmed by wretchedness. Is that a word? Wretchedness? Yeah, it's a word. Good to know. Yeah. Glad to put that place behind me. So, what do you remember of yours? Just little scratches of things. The walled city was breathing and it had teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had shut my eyes and Raymond was there. So he was neither kneeling or lying down. I can't remember which. But he was crying. That's what made me wake up. The sound of my father crying. Well, did it feel any different from other nightmares you've had? You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up still mad at him? Yeah, that's the terrible feeling. I've had that a couple of times. That is terrible. Oh boy. Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him? Yeah. Kinda feels like that to me. Like I dreamed I was swimming towards a bright light and when I woke up, it was out of breath from the effort. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's okay. Totally fine. So let's talk about being Shadowrunners. What's there to say? I worked my ass off to pull myself out of the gutter and make something out of my life. I did what I took to earn my bronze, and now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country, doing dirty jobs that the corps need to keep off the books. It's the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty damn well, so let me ask you something. Said you thought that Raymond was alive too. That we'd run the shadows until we could figure out what happened to him. Was that true? Yes. For me, this is all about finding what really happened to Raymond. Wu nods, clearly satisfied. Good. Good that we're on the same page. I feel better knowing that. So what's your opinion of Kindly Shang? Well, I'd say she's got us right where she wants us, right under her thumb. What do you want to talk about specifically? So what do you think she wants from us? Oh, as long as her network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care, at least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connection in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water. Do you think we can trust her? A triad boss, an underground fixer? Nah, I don't think we can trust her. But as long as we all share the same goals, we should be okay. Well, I wish I had their confidence. I really wish. I really do. Well, look, it's simple. She provides jobs. We do the jobs. She gets the info about Raymond and that plastic-faced man, and we figure out what the hell is going on. We figure out what's going on, and she doesn't end up in the trunk of a car. What? Wait. We figure out what's going on. She doesn't end up in the trunk of a car at the bottom of the river. Everybody wins. Okay. Yeah. What about these plastic-faced men? Creepy dudes are nothing new to me. Even well-dressed, creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and that shit that I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. I just want to know who he is and who he works for. Yeah, we should keep an eye on Strangled Bow. Yeah, we should keep an eye on everybody. On that guy, he's definitely no exception. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens and plenty more since I joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. Should steer clear of him. Yeah, I mean... yeah, I'll be careful. I can see that. Okay, let's talk about something else. So let's talk about Gobbet and Isabel, by the way. We still need to pay them a visit before we go to our next mission. Yeah, they seem competent considering how young they are. But then again, they sound like they've been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. The three of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I bet the four of us would make a solid crew. Gobbet talks to rats. What the hell is that all about? Oh my god. Oh boy. Do you trust them? Oh, as far as I can trust any runner, yeah. It's like Raymond used to say. Trust and verify. They haven't given me a reason not to trust them, so until they do, I'll believe what they say and keep my eyes open. Okay, let's talk later. Later's good. I want to do some cardio work off some steam. Then it's time. It's rack time for me. You should do the same, Kalim. A couple hundred push-ups would do you good. I'm not that kind of fighter, you know. Please, I could bust out 200 in my sleep. Well, I'd love to see that sometime. But for now, you should clear out. I want to get started. This cabin isn't big enough for two. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. We'll speak later, Duncan. We'll speak later. Have fun with your push-ups. Oh boy, I like doing push-ups, by the way. Not a thing that I do regularly though, because it's one of my favorite exercises. Okay, so Isabel, let's speak with her and see what she has to say. Isabel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. She sounds like me in a lot of things, but there's a problem that I found with this way of living. If you don't know, the big problem with the mess is not the mess itself, because apparently Isabel has a mess around here with cables and all that. That's not the problem. I mean, oh, it's all a mess. Doesn't matter. The problem is dust. Yeah, dust is a bitch. And I would think that living in Hong Kong, dust would be very, very bad. Yeah. So cleaning all that up, that's the problem. So you want to have as little a mess as possible, so you can just clean it as efficiently as possible. Because dust gets everywhere if you live in a dusty area. And unfortunately I do. So yeah, I try to keep things as unmessy as possible. But looking around my room right now, I don't do a very good job at it. But still, it's better than it was just this morning. So I cleaned. It's Saturday right now. No, it's not Saturday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Yep, it's holidays for me. Anyway, this is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck, one of a half dozen that have been wired into her computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. Got a second? There is a long pause, then she chirps out of a response. We're talking now, aren't we? So, Okay, so yeah, you must be pretty absorbed by what you're doing now. Huh? Yeah, sorry, this is a delicate process, and you're interrupting me in the middle of it. We can talk, but we're gonna have to be okay with me doing this at the same time. Hey, should I come back another time? It's fine with me. No, it's fine. I can multitask. I mean, this bothers you. You can try coming back later, but I'll probably still be working. From behind, you see your shoulders tilt with a shrug. Your choice. So, okay. Let me ask a few questions then. He leans in, scrutinizing the innards of the obsolete deck. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. So, have you been having weird dreams recently? Yes, I think that everybody has. Oh. Well, you want to tell me what your dream was about? Not particularly. I don't remember much anyway. I've gotten good at forgetting things related to that place. He slowly begins rummaging through the guts of the obsolete cyberdeck again. I'm not interested in talking about my dreams, still. I just want to work on my computer in peace. Well, that's quite a machine you're working on. Care to tell me about it? It's my pet project. I call her the Octopus. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. You might be able to guess why. Yeah, well, impressive work. How well does it perform? She's a monster. She yanks a I don't know why I'm giving her a little bit of a Irish accent, but whatever. Let's go with that, because I like that. And now that I have it, let's go with that. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets it aside, then fumbles in a nearby bin of replacement. An absolute beast. So, what is this thing made of? Whatever I could find. Busted terminals, obsolete cyber decks, aftermarket memory from maximum loss dumpster. Scavengers would kill for this stuff in the walled city, but out here, people throw it away. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are your early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of new yen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? Oh, because I can have 5 of last year's model for a quarter of the price for that whiz new cyber deck. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your hot new deck. Yeah, well, and yeah, you'll need a flatbed truck to carry it. Yeah, makes sense. It makes sense. It does make sense. Good. That's a good sign. So that shows that you're thinking clearly. Frowning, she yanks a stick of memory from the old deck. So, was there something else you want to talk about? Yeah, can you talk about the ambush at Victoria Harbor? I'd rather not. I lost friends there. Okay, so... well, you didn't seem too torn up about it at the time. Yeah, let's not question her way of... Yeah, I didn't mean to pry. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's not be so... Yeah, Cassie. You don't have to apologize. Just change the subject. He returns her attention to the octopus, turning her back on you. Well, I'd like to know you better. Tell me something about yourself. Something? Huh. Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count? Sure. It tells me what you don't want to be. Oh, actually, let's not go with that as well. Let's see. Yeah, of course. If you don't want to talk, we can... No, that's not... okay. Let's... should we push her a little bit? Yeah. Oh, come on. You have to give me a little bit more than that. Oh, no, I don't. Look, it's nothing personal, but I'm not interested in talking about myself. Just don't think that I'm a very interesting person. Okay. So... any thoughts about the last run? Isabel shivers, looking away from you. I'm still mad at you for making me go back there. I'd say it hasn't changed, but it seems like it was. For the worse. It's just like I remembered it, but darker, meaner. Perfect place for a thug like Strangler Bao and his goons. Was that really a ghost we said on Bao and his men? I don't really believe in ghosts, but I'm still afraid of them. If it was a ghost, they got what they deserved. Not, I'm sure they earned a world of hunt some other way. World of hurt some other way. Be careful with Kindly. Even though she said she counted on you to screw that job up, that's not a good thing. That means she was counting on you to be unreliable and disposable. If you screw up a bigger job on one she's counting on going by the numbers, might decide to dispose of all of us for good. Anything else you wanted to know? Well, you don't like talking about things other than your computer very much, do you? There is a long pause before she responds. When she does, she sounds vaguely hurt. I prefer not to. Nothing personal, just the way that I am. Okay, I didn't mean to hurt you. So, I mean, that question was kind of a little bit bitchy, if I'm honest. I just figured that I could go with it for the sake of it. But, okay, so, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to know who I'm running with. Don't you? Oh, yes. You're still a mystery to me. I don't like mysteries, but I do enjoy solving them. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna ask you a question, something personal. After you've given me an answer, you get to ask me something, okay? I'll think of it like a game of questions. We take turns until one of us wants to quit. Deal? Okay, deal. You go first. Ask away. Well, we'll start off easy. Tell me what you really think about Duncan. Duncan? Well, I guess there's no wrong answer right here because I guess I can make up what I think about Duncan because this is roleplay right now. Let's see. What does Seal think of Duncan? He can be a pain in the ass, but he's like a brother to me. Yeah, this fits very well into the character that I want to create. That's not really important. He was a means to an end. That's rude. I don't have any feelings about him one way or the other. That's stupid. I love and respect the man, his family. Let's go with this one. Yeah. He can be a pain in the ass, and what I said right there. Interesting. Her eyes fleet to the doorway of Gobbet's cabin. Corner of her mouth tilts upward in a slight smile. And a little familiar. So apparently Gobbet is also a pain in the ass. Well, you've answered my question. I guess that makes it your turn. Okay, so... where did you learn to deck? Oh, the Wampoa. I lived there for a while after escaping the walled city. People there were difficult. We didn't get along, but it was a great place to learn. And that would make it my turn, I guess. He pauses, considering. So tell me, what was your connection to Raymond Black? Well, it was like a father to me. Me and Duncan got us out of the Barrens. Well, in that case, I'm sorry for your loss. Losing the ones that we love is hard. Your turn. Ask me a question and I'll give you an answer. So, how long have you been running the shadows with Gobbet? Oh, that's a good question. I guess about 4 years now? A distant stretch by anyone's reckoning. And that brings us back to my turn. You enjoy it, don't you? Yeah, living like this, working the shadows. Well... this is survival. I do what I have to. Enjoyment doesn't come into it. She blinks. We may have more in common than I thought. That's good to know. Your turn again. Go ahead and ask me something. So how did you and Gobbet meet? Her brow furrows, and after a moment she screws her eyes shut. We met as kids. In the walled city? My prison was her playground. Walled city was her playground? So, you okay, Isabel? Of course, I'm okay. I'm fine. She shifts her gaze to the octopus. I just had a hard time remembering those days. My childhood is kind of a blur. My turn again. Her head tilts as she studies your face. And I think my last question for you. You're stuck here, marooned, you and Duncan both. He's obviously unhappy with the situation. He keeps going on about things that he left behind, but what about you? Is there anything that you want to get back to? Well, nothing worth mentioning. Truth be told, I'm enjoying this change of scenery. Nothing? Oh, there isn't anything about your old life that you'll miss? I don't know whether to envy you or feel sorry for you. She glances down at the clock on her desk, an antique model with physical hands that look like it was wrenched out of a submarine. Frown spreads across her face. Shit, it's even later than I thought, and I've still got a long way to go before the octopus is fixed. She begins to turn away, her attention fixed on the stack of partially disassembled cyberdecks arrayed in front of her. Hang on, Isabel, you still owe me another question. She stops in place, fidgets. That's true, go ahead. I need you to tell me what you can about the walled city. Her voice goes cold. Why? Yeah, I didn't really want to ask that question, but okay, so yeah. Let's see. Yeah, because Raymond Black wanted to go in there, and somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. Her cheeks flush, just like they did last time. She averts her eyes. No, I'm sorry, but no. Later maybe, but not now. Okay, alright, Isabel. Maybe next time. Blinking, she turns away and buries herself in the octopus splayed innards. Please excuse me, I have work to do. He's an interesting character. He's a very interesting character. I really enjoyed that conversation right there. And I hope you did too. I hope you did as well. Let's speak with Gobbet this time around. Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the ground, an overflowing garbage bin surrounded by stacks of instant noodle package, and towers of tinned oysters. Avant-garde posters haphazardly thumb-blacked to the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling in others. Oh boy, it feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Gobbet reclines in a corner, cradling, it's cradling, isn't it? Cradling? Let's go with cradling. Cradling a bowl of soup in her hands. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electric hot plate. The contents are typical Hong Kong comfort food. Chicken-style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping... Why is ham quoted right there in between quotations? I don't know. And a heaping scoop of egg-flavored micro-protein. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly tilts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, Seattle! She chews on the words along with a mouthful of sheep pasta. The corner of her mouth curls up in a half-smile. How's tricks? Well, they'd be a lot better if you'd stop calling me Seattle. Can't you come up with something better than that? Of course I can. I can come up with all sorts of things. Can promise you that I like them, though. Tell you what, why don't you just tell me what you want me to call you? It'll probably be easier that way for both of us. Okay, so that's a good, yeah, well, killer? Well, you go by my street name. You go by your street name, right? I want you to call me by mine. Okay, kind of a mouthful, but hey, what? Mouthful? What the hell? Yeah, I guess the game doesn't really account for the amount of letters in my street name. Okay, but hey, if that's what you want, then so be it. Sil it is. Not a mouthful. Yeah, that's weird. So, Sil, you want to tell me why you're doing it, what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. Well, I don't really get a good look on the whole view, if you know what I mean. I just... What? Oh, is this... No, this is not the rat. Yeah, it's just a rat statue. Okay, okay. So, how did you decide on the name Gobbet anyway? Oh, I didn't. She pops a noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. So, Gobbet is your given name? Your mother named you after what of meat? Yeah, sure. I don't think she knew what it meant. She just thought it sounded pretty. You should get used to that, by the way. People here in Hong Kong like to stand out, and choosing unique names is one of the ways they do it. Yeah, so have you had any nightmares recently? Like, bad ones? Her jaw stops moving mid-chew. Slowly she nods. Yeah? Yeah, I have. We all have. Everybody in town. Oh, everyone in town? Well, doesn't that strike you as odd? Sure does. But then, lots of odd stuff happens in Hanoi. She catches a furtive glance over her shoulder. In case you hadn't gotten the memo, we aren't in the best part of town. In all seriousness, oh yeah. In all seriousness, not seriousness, yeah, that'll be the opposite of it. The dreams are coming from inside the walled city, I'm pretty sure of that. All of the negative energy pent up in there, all of that pain and anger and poisonous ki, it's leaking out. And while we sleep, it's getting into us. Well, if you're so sure of it, why stay in Kowloon? Why not pick up and leave? Oh, I was planning on it. Now, with the APB in place, Auntie Shang is the only thing standing between us and the bullet in the head. Believe me, I'll leave if I could, but I'm a lot more frightened of the HKPF than I am of a few bad dreams. At least the dreams can't hurt us, right? Who says they can't? Not really sure about that, because magic, you know, magic. She tries on a smile, fails. Does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seal, we're fine here. But, well, let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. Well, if you're up to talking about it, I wanted to go over the ambush back at the docks with you. Yeah. He nods slowly, frowning. Yeah, I figured you would. That was a hell of a fight. A hell of a thing, right? Well, I'd go a little further than that. It was a clusterfuck of epic proportions. Yeah, that it was. Nightjar and Gutshot were two of the strongest men I'd ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I've watched those two fight through situations that'd kill anyone and come out on top. And how do they go out? Oh, she mimes holding a rifle, makes a show of peering through the scope. Bang, bang, dead, dead. No blaze of glory, no final speech. Just extinguished, smashed like bugs. Yeah, we would have gone the same way if you hadn't gotten us out of there. Yeah, she was very important in getting us out of there, that's right. She absent-mindedly raises her elbow to her shoulder. The rat crawls over to the slope of her back and lowers its head to lap at the broth. It was more a rat than me. He's the one who grabbed me by the gut and led us to that sewer entrance. All I did was follow. Seriously? Well, I'd like to know more about Rat. What kind of totem is she? She slurps thoughtfully at her soup. Clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Gotten me into a fair fight of it, a fair amount of it too. But I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, you know. Sort of a tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. Well, I'm a shaman myself. Never had my totem take an active role in leading me anywhere before. Well, don't feel bad about it. Me and Rat, well, we have a sort of a special bond. She takes care of me, and I've always done my best to take care of her. Another pair of beady eyes blinks up at you from Gobbet's hip. Second Rat scurries up her shoulder to join the first. And to spoil and pamper earthly children like these two. Meet Madness and Folly. So they're their children. Oh, cool. Oh, interesting choice of names. Oh yeah, I like the way they sound. Madness and Folly. It has a nice ring to it, right? She brushes her finger along the white rat's mottled coat. My girls remind me not to take myself too seriously. I wouldn't trust Folly though. She bites. Do you always let your rats drink out of your own bowl? Yeah, sure, why not? We're all part of the same nest. Well, makes sense as anything else, I guess. Of course it does. Besides which, I get shot at for a living. You know, I've got bigger things to worry about than a few stray hairs in my noodles. Yeah, besides rats are, I mean, despite the fact that rats carry diseases, which I would think that hers probably don't, rats are actually pretty clean creatures. They're pretty intelligent as well. So how did you come across Madness and Folly? Well, I looked outside. I mean, they're rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage of anything. Yeah, so you just pick them out of the street? Yep. Think of them as rescue vermin. You could probably do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into an alleyway in Kowloon after sundown and stick your hand in the first dumpster or storm drain that you come across. Keep fishing around until you touch fur. Well, that sounds like a really bad idea. Yeah, in retrospect, it might have been. She continues to brush Folly's coat. The creature chirps happily at her touch. Odds are about 50-50 that you get a hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. Well, you seem pretty comfortable with all of this. Been running the shadows for a while? A long time. Started when I was a kid. Well, you're still a kid now, Gobbet. What are you, 19? She rolls her shoulders, shrugs. Something like that. Your guess is as good as mine. Doesn't change the fact that I've been doing this for years, and you started yesterday. Matter of fact, still, I think that I'm gonna make a project of you. Take you under my wing, so to speak. You need a wizened mentor. Might as well be me. Well, sure, why not? I could use the advice, and I don't see Isabel volunteering for a job anytime soon. You're in? Good. Starting next time you visit, I am gonna teach you all about being a Shadowrunner. You're gonna benefit from my bountiful experience. Wait and see. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. Sure will. Gobbet stretches, stifles a yawn. Her rats scurry from her shoulder down to her hips. She taps the simmering pot on the floor with her boot. The soup inside has reduced down into a thick, viscous gravy. You know, Seal, this has been a nice chat and all, but it's getting late, and I still have the rest of a hot pot to power through. So without wanting this to get awkward, well, I could help you with that if you wanted. Thanks, but no thanks. Smirking, she brushes Folly's coat with the knuckles of her left hand. You can get your own food. Now would be a good time. Alright, I get it. Talk to you later, Gobbet. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. Okay, and with that, I think I'm gonna cut the episode right here. It was actually nice timing to it. Nice timing, because next we're gonna check out our computer, or I guess mission computer, that's the name of the computer. And we're gonna embark on a new mission for Kindly Sheng. But for now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Shadowrun Hong Kong. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to leave a comment, like the video. But above all, thank you so much for watching me. For watching us, us Seal and the crew. And anyway, yeah, thank you as I said. And I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.